Hello everyone, hope you can see me now, see everything. I just want to make a video about parents really buying kids bikes. Give you a few tips on what to get, what not to get, what to look out for. This frame here is a team out of a toy store, Ken Blacks or some of them, I don't know. But came in because the bottom bracket, there was nothing there. The spindle was just there with no bearings, anything left in it, not a thing. And generally, usually, it's a pretty easy job, right? You have this tool, put it in, and you turn. Kind of like this here. Now this will be a good bottom bracket. Fits in, you put a lot of pressure on it, but it will turn out the bottom bracket for you. The teeth on this one here were plastic. So the very second you turn it, the teeth just sheared off. They're plastic. I have no idea what they were thinking with that, because that bike is gone now, it's finished. You can't do it. There's no bottom bracket, you can't ride the bike. So that's what it is. It's just a throwaway, disposable bike. It might last a month. If you leave it sitting in the shed not using it, which is highly likely as well, because the child will get on the bike, ride it a few times, hate everything about it, and just won't ride it. The fork, when you walk into the shop, you look at it and you say, oh, that's a suspension fork, oh, it's a great bike. That fork, it can't be serviced. You can't do anything with it. And when it came in, I compressed it, and it didn't come back up. It just stuck down. Now you would imagine a child pedaling down the road, they hit a pothole, the fork goes down, all the way it goes to the front. It doesn't come back up for them, spring up. All the way it's over the front, you're going over the bars. And instead of actually helping, it actually makes it worse, because the front of the bike just goes lower and stays low. They go out over the front. Collarbones, teeth, whatever, gone. Just a terrible bike. Terrible bike. You shouldn't be allowed to sell these things. Dangerous. The pedals. This is off another one of these bikes, brand new, right? Now that's rocking. The spindle is rocking in that. I don't know if you can see that. Straight out of the shop. Now the child that was riding this, I was pedaling along with him, myself and my two sons or whatever, and he got up off the pedal and his feet were slipping off. Of course the pedal, you see, when he's putting pressure on it, it was bending down and his foot was falling off the pedal. Very dangerous. They're a dangerous bike. And the problem is, you see, when you walk into these shops, these are on display, they look fantastic, they've got suspension forks, the whole lot. But they're crap. And most of the time their problem is parents just want to get their kid a bike very quick, and these are always on display, they're there ready to go, you can see what you're buying, you go and buy it. But have a good think about it, lads, because they are dangerous. They're dangerous, they're heavy and dangerous. They're just not a pleasant thing at all, really. I mean, the weight of that bike there now, there's no even wheels on it. It's shocking. It's a bad experience, but the problem is, of course, that parents, they don't know about these things, but this is what's on display. This is another bike. Different bike. This one came from Sports Direct, I think. 26-inch wheel. This 6-hole flange here is for taking the brake disc. You hold your brake disc on, and when the caliper clamps the pads against it, it slows down the disc, and which slows down the wheel, because that's fixed to your wheel. but not on this wheel, because that flange, I can spin it. That's you pull the brake, that's supposed to be stopping your whole wheel, but it's not. There's no brakes. And of course, when you go into this shop, you see this on display. Oh, this has disc brakes, and probably has a suspension fork like that, and you think to yourself, geez, that must be a very good bike. Great price as well. That's dangerous. I don't know how these places are getting away with selling this stuff, but that's dangerous. What I did with this now is I actually got an old wheel ladder lying out the back. It's probably about 20 years old, but it came off a good bike, good wheels. They're easy to service, easy to get them right. And I just put it on this kid's bike because you can't let that out. Now, another shop. So we have Smith's Toys Superstore, Ken Black's, Sports Direct. They're not bike shops. Go to a bike shop. Go to your local bike mechanic. They might have something lying around, they might be able to find something or give you advice on what to get. Those bikes, they're going for anywhere from €230. I've seen them for up to €300. Now I'm going to show you something that came out of Halfords. That bike was for €430, which sounds like a lot when you think €230, maybe €200 more, but SR Suntour fork, very reliable, very strong. Disc brakes, mechanical disc brakes. A lot of people say when mechanical disc brakes, they wouldn't be as good as hydraulic. Thing about it is, for kids, you have an adjuster there for that front, and I always, for the kids, take off a little bit of pressure off that front wheel, that if they do have an emergency when they're starting to learn, that they don't clamp everything all in one shot, the front wheel locks up on it. All the components are top notch, and the weight of the bike, that with the wheels and all on, is about the same weight. That just disintegrated when I tried to pick it up. But this bike, this is what bugs me about Halfords, right? When you walk into Halfords, you'll see Apollo bikes, Carrera bikes, you'll see all these bikes on display, and they all look great. Some of them might have disc brakes like this and silly little forks like that. Now Carrera's not too bad actually, they're a bit on the heavy side, but generally pretty good bike. You will never see this when you walk into the display in Halfords. You can only get them online, and that's why they're a good bit cheaper now. These things, they're Voodoo, they're called, right? They rival any Scott, Trek, Giant or Bear, but they don't display them, and that way as well they're a good bit cheaper than the original bike. But the thing about it is, maybe you don't want to spend €430 on it. You would pick up one of these second hand for the same price, a lot of time even cheaper than you'll walk into Smith's and buy that pile of crap. And that's where you should be going. Go to your local bike shop, because a lot of the times they'll be trading in these for a bigger size or whatever, and they'll be selling these bikes off. And the thing about them is, everything is serviceable, everything is replaceable, it can be kept top notch, brand spanking new for years and years. And that's why you have no problem selling them again either, because they're practically brand new and for half the price. The ones out of Smith's Toy Superstore, they're toys. It's a toy store, and they're dangerous. They shouldn't be sold. I don't think that they catch people out because they're so easy to get. They're just there in front of you. Oh, go and buy it. Take the time, go to your local bike shop, your local bike mechanic, and get a decent bike. Get a decent bike, because they're dangerous apart from anything else. You see there now, the brakes don't work half the time. They're heavy. The suspension, it's all fake suspension. When they look upon all these fancy stuff, it's not fancy. It's just the cheap version of looking fancy. And they make it dangerous because of it. So spend a bit of time, talk to your local bike mechanic, go to your bike shop. You don't know. You could have all sorts of stuff on display, new, second hand, that they know what they're selling in these bike shops. They don't sell that crap. They just won't do it. So I hope you have a think about this, because it's not easy. It's not. I've done it before years ago myself for a young lad. It's so easy to walk into Smith's. All the bikes are there, and young lads looking up at him. Oh, look at that! That's fancy. He doesn't know what he's looking at. The parents usually don't know what they're looking at. So just avoid them. When it comes to bicycles, just avoid them. Go for something good. Hope you learned something.